Tucker going after me, I was like, well, at least as long as the collective is together, I will always have the votes to stay. And so then when that flipped and it was broken apart and then Tucker was still going after me, I was like,
hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I would absolutely love it if you like the content, if you want to support me, if you've been coming back every day and you're not sure, if you would consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and inspires me to keep creating, and yeah, it just lets me know you guys like the content. Anyways, we are going to get into day 50 in the Big Brother house. I'm like speed running my morning, y'all, because I have a flight to catch in like 5 hours. But I really want to get you guys this video because I actually feel like a lot happened last night. So anyways, this is day 50 in the Big Brother house. Sorry if this recap is not as detailed as usual, but I had to cut it. Like, it's 7 a.m. my time, so I had to kind of like cut it off now, you know, before, you know, perfecting it a little more like I like to. So I am sorry if there's little things that I missed. But I think for the most part, I got the main gist of it. I actually stayed up very, very late watching the feeds last night. So yeah. Let's get into it. So first things first, they slept for quite a while yesterday. If you remember, a lot of the house stayed up with Angela for her punishment the previous day, which she did end up completing. The little clip at the beginning of my video was that. Oh, by the way, I had a couple of you say something about microphone volume and clip volume. I listened to it on my end and it all sounds fine. I do also listen to my videos in headphones to give it, like, before I upload them, to make sure that everything sounds good. So on my end, it all sounds fine. I do apologize about clip volume. That is just something that I can't really control. People like Chemo, T-Core, they stealth whisper. They stealth whisper to the point where you literally cannot hear them. And I actually already boost the audio as much as I can boost it without it like blowing out the audio, if that makes sense. So I will try again to see if I can boost it a little more. In terms of my mic volume, there is a possibility I may have overpitched the volume yesterday, so sorry about that. But yes. My apologies, y'all. I promise you I'm not yelling. I actually try to record quietly because I record in the mornings while a lot of times my husband is sleeping. So, yeah, I try not to record super loud. But my apologies. I will check the volume limits. Thank you guys for letting me know that you guys are having some issues, but it could just be, like I said, a big situation where unfortunately the clips and stuff are so quiet. I have to boost them so loud. So yeah. Anyways, back to what we were saying. Angela did finish her punishment. She was up all night. And one thing you know about Angela is when Angela doesn't get enough sleep, she gets paranoid. And that is what happened yesterday. All day long, Angela was paranoid. It got to a point where Angela wanted to get Tucker out. And word got back to Tucker. So let's get into how the day went, how we even made, like, record scratch, freeze frame, how did we make it here? Let's go backwards. So we start off our day with a conversation between MJ, Angela, and Leah. So we see the two of them in the bathroom, feeds cut. By the way, Joseph went to solitary around 11 a.m. BBT, so he's going to be let out just in time for the veto ceremony. Also, I don't really talk about the TV show much, but we found out that Tucker is the instigator. Tucker is the instigator. Tucker's been playing it well. I will give Tucker credit where credit is due. He has been doing an phenomenal job. I think he is a menace. If you're not new to this channel, you know when I pull out the word menace to describe somebody, it's real. Tucker is a menace. He literally said Rubina should go home. He watched Rubina sobbing, and he is the instigator. Menace. Absolute menace. And you know what? Tucker's playing it very, very well. I was convinced. The house had me convinced yesterday that it was Angela, low-key. So Tucker, props to you. Hopefully you get your 20K. Anyway, now we will begin with MJ telling Angela and Leah she doesn't want to get walked all over anymore. She doesn't want to play scared. Everyone in the house thinks that she's just playing this game and gonna do whatever they want. I feel like MJ has this talk with someone every couple of days, and it's great, MJ. You know, I'm glad you realize you need to wake up, but at the same time, when are the moves gonna be made? Because right now you're talking about a lot about the moves, but you're not making them. So Cam talks to T-Core as well in the morning, and he tells her, like, look, I understood there was a possibility that I was going to go up. I understood that there was a possibility that, you know, I was an option. So for me, I'm just glad that I won the veto. T-Core has been trying to get information out of Cam all week, which is crazy. Then she'll complain to, like, Rubina and everybody else and be like, he doesn't give me anything. He doesn't even give me a name. And I'm like, have you realized Cam has not been in this game? Cam doesn't know the game, T-Core. Like, what information do you want Cam to give you? I understand that she's under the impression that Cam is in some guy's alliance with all of the guys in the house, but at the end of the day, Cam is a floater. And so I feel like that's one thing about T-Core's HOH that's kind of irritating me, where I'm like, why are you begging everyone else to tell you what to do? And then you're mad because they either don't want to or whatever. Like, even when it came to Leah, when it's come to Angela, like, she's so upset that people are not telling her exact names. And it's like, girl, it's your HOH. Like, it's your HOH. So anyway, Tucker and Angela have a conversation, and they are discussing the votes to keep Tucker in. He says at this point he has Chemo, Rubina, Joseph, and Quinn, but he probably doesn't have Leah. This is if Tucker stays on the block, if he doesn't win the arena. I think Tucker, like I said, he came to reality that there are other people that can beat him up there. You know, MJ's won an arena, so there, he's just worried. Now, Cam and Tucker are also having a conversation, and they are discussing the votes here, and he is telling him that it is likely Leah or Angela. That's what T-Core told him, so they talk in the storage room after Cam talks with T-Core. Cam says, look, you do have my vote, to Tucker.
Energy-wise, if I'm up there after this AI arena and don't win it, bro, it's going to be a very appetizing target.
I know, but if you got RB, you got Chemo, if you got Quinn, if Angela's up there.
Yeah.
Tucker says Rubina said that Quinn may go against him even after the veto was used last week. So again, he has word that Quinn is not necessarily 100% on his side, even though he saved him. And Tucker says, look, like, once again, and this is my thing about Tucker. So Tucker basically tells Cam, look, if you throw the HOH next week, bro, I got you. I'm not going to put you up. I'm not going to do this. Cam says, well, I kind of need to win HOH. I need safety. I need an HOH as well, but I won't put you up either. I don't know what this tactic Tucker has is where he's asking all of the bigger competitors to throw HOH. He asked Cedric to do it last week. I don't know what this is, but again, I don't like it, Tucker. I thought you could win fair and square. Why are you begging everyone in the house to throw HOHs for you? And I don't think they should throw the HOHs to him. Like, at the end of the day, play your own game. All of you people should not be playing Tucker's game and throwing HOHs for him because he begs you to throw HOHs. So I was glad that Cam was like, nah, I need an HOH for myself. Anyway, Leah and Rubina have a conversation, and Rubina tells Leah at this point she has no idea what T-Core's doing. Obviously lies, but trying to keep Leah off her scent, you know. But she said that she told T-Core, like, it's your HOH, do your thing. I think obviously Leah is skeptical, and obviously she has definitely started to feel like it's going to be her. So T-Core and Leah have a pretty long conversation. We're just going to go over the highlights because, as you know, Leah is somebody who will talk for 2 hours straight without a breath. And
I think next to either of them. Right. But what is your consensus on Mackenzie and Tucker?
As what do you mean? Like, if they're up to...
Or somebody who will you and let you talk for that 2 hours straight. So let's get it going. So T-Core says she hopes whoever she nominates will be safe by sitting next to MJ and Tucker this week, or by winning the arena. Now, she asks Leah if she's getting the right feeling that these are the people that everyone wants out. And Leah's like, oh, huh? She's like, oh, yeah. Those are the people. Those are the people that everyone wants out. So T-Core is struggling on what to do because at this point, she has to put up someone she trusts. Now, Leah, she starts to come for the alliances, and she low-key comes for T-Core's alliance without naming names, but she says, I worry there are certain people that are being grouped together. I see a division in the house. There are big targets in this house that are not being looked at. There is a lot of people who Tucker is working with. She does name drop Tucker. She says, it does not make sense what the plan is because you're not coming for Tucker. You know, he won the HO. He was pretty chill, even though he didn't win the veto. So Leah starts to pick up that there are certain people that seem to feel really safe. She said that it seems like Tucker feels safe, that he didn't win the veto, and he still seems calm, like he's definitely going to stay in the game. So she fears that since she can't play this week, there might be people in her ear that will say things, but she might not actually be safe. So Leah tries to feign like she cares so much about T4. That's been her angle this week. Like, oh, you know, I'm just worried that people are going to be in your ear. I'm just worried that people are going to be using you. And it's like, Leah, you're doing that. You've been in her HOH the whole time as well. Leah says, look, there are certain guys that are running stuff in this house, but they're pretending that they're not. And then she goes into asking about certain people. She says, look, why was Brooklyn a target if she never won anything? You know, if you're trying to get out strong competitors. Also, why are you keeping Cam if he's also a really strong competitor? So again, Leah was onto something. Like, she was definitely asking real questions. The problem is Leah just doesn't have the numbers. Like, at the end of the day, you could ask these questions, but then you become a threat because it's clear that you know what is going on. And then, yeah, as I said, she said it looks like Tucker wasn't even upset after he didn't win the veto. Leah thinks at this point, all of the guys are working together except Chemo. So at this point, she's also worried about all of Tucker's various final twos and final threes. And she says, once again, she doesn't mind taking out MJ, but realizes that getting her out does not make sense compared to the guys who are much bigger threats. That's important as well, because this whole time Leah's been saying, get out MJ, let's get out MJ. And now she's saying, I don't mind MJ being here, especially because she's not as big of a threat of the guy. So at this point, Leah is full steam ahead. Get these guys out, except Kibo. So that's where we leave off with her. Now, the feeds go down and the instigator hits again. And as I said at the top of the video, we found out in the TV show that it's Tucker, and Tucker has been playing this extremely well. Now, it sounds like this time the instigator may have came at T-Core potentially, because Tucker was hugging T-Core saying, hey, don't believe what this person says. And also the instigator discussed that people are about to get a whole lot more uncomfortable in this house. Well, Tucker, knowing you, they probably will. So there was obviously a lot more whispers about it being Angela, and I have to say, again, well played, because everyone in the house is convinced it's Angela because of her reactions. And Angela's paranoia was on 10 yesterday because she didn't get sleep, because she was doing that competition all night, so she did not get sleep. So Chemo and Angela have a conversation. Angela is panicking.
And then why would Quinn not be an option? Because Quinn and Tucker had, beef and all of that.
That part, I know also there's a closeness. I mean, so that part I actually don't know.
Tucker's.
At this point, this conversation was all you needed to see that Angela is panicking. Paranoid Ange is back. Okay, Angela is asking why all of a sudden Chelsea is not an option to be put on the block. You know, what happened to her being against them in the alliance. She's also wondering, why is Quinn not an option? You know? Kibo says, look, I don't really know, but there just seems to be a closeness with both Chelsea and Quinn. With T-Core, I don't know for sure, but, I understand. She is begging Chemo at this point. Please let me know. Please let me know. Like, do you know anything? Do you know what she's gonna do? Like, do you know what's going on? Or are you aware of anything? Chemo is obviously trying to deflect. Chemo's like, oh my God, why is this woman cornering me outside? Because literally, like, they were outside near the washing machine, and she just, like, cornered Chemo and was like, what's going on? And I was just like, oh God. But overall, he says, look, I don't feel like you're going up. I feel like you're fine. Like, everyone's trying to keep Angela at bay. So Chemo and So Chemo and Tikor have another conversation, or sorry, Chemo and Tucker, they have another conversation. They are discussing the chat that Angela and Chemo just had, where
I think it's Leah.
I think it's fucking Leah, bro, for sure.
If it's not Leah, listen.
I think for sure it's Leah.
If it's not Leah, I think it'd also be Cam.
At this point, Chemo does not think that the AI instigator is Angela. He actually thinks it's Cam. Well, you're all wrong. At this point, Chemo says, look, like, Angela needs to be able to talk to people on her own. Otherwise, it's going to feel divisive. Like, even if we're all working together, she can't be scared to go talk to Tikor because at the end of the day, we're in an alliance. So Rubina joins, and they're just all talking about how Angela has to realize that there is more to staying in the game than just being nice, being quiet. So, you know, Angela's little strategy of just trying to be the nice mom, the nice grandma in the house who doesn't say anything. People are starting to once again pick up on the fact that it's not really working. So Chelsea and Tikor also have a pretty long conversation. So Tikor starts off by talking about how Cam really hasn't given her much information, didn't really give a lot of suggestions on the renom. Now she's talking about how Leah was sharing that there is a guys alliance, and Leah views the guys as competitive threats and wants them out to give them a better chance, meaning Chelsea, Tikor, Leah, all of them, MJ. Chelsea shares that Leah is the most sketched out about Quinn and doesn't know about Joseph, but does believe that he will go wherever it is safe. Now Chelsea lies and she says, I don't know where Cam is. I'm not sure what's going on, but she says, I think Cam and Tucker may have a final two. I'm not sure though. Obviously we know that's a lie because Cam confirmed to Chelsea, yes, I made a final two with Tucker prior to the game. So Chelsea asks what happens if it's Leah and Tucker or MJ and Tucker because she does not know where the majority stands on Tucker. And, you know, Tikor gives kind of like an not really much of an answer. But she says she knows really nothing else. She is just confused about where things are in the house. Now, Chelsea tries to talk about how the collective was formed.
So that was, and then the collective happened probably the day after, and everybody was in that group. So that's how it got started, but it was never a me, Brooklyn, Cedric, and Cam closeness.
The short story she gives is that the collective was kind of made by all of the boys in the collective, and then they approached Chelsea and Brooklyn and like whisked them into a room and asked them if they wanted to be part of it. She was not involved in the creation of it. And again, as we know, everyone in the collective is giving that same story, that they were on the bottom and they were just whisked in by this random group of people. So I don't know. Now, she says, look, I was never close to Brooklyn until literally last week. I'm not close to Cam currently, and me and Cedric were only close because we suffered week one because our games were downgraded. So that's kind of their conversation there. Now, Angela, MJ, and Quinn, they are meanwhile, and Leah, they are meanwhile in the bathroom, and we cut into them basically forming an alliance.
And yeah,
Okay. This is the bravest thing I've ever done.
this is awesome.
This is great.
You were beaten and battered earlier. Now look at you.
He just planted so much.
Angela's like, we have to do this. We have the votes to get Tucker out. We have to do this, but we have to lock this in here. Like, we literally have the votes. At this point, Angela is on full paranoia mode. She is convinced that they need to get Tucker out. She is literally trying to rein in the troops. But as you know, Quinn was sitting in that room. MJ was sitting in that room. People who talk to Tucker and are also willing to give information to Tikor. So Quinn is saying, look, we could probably also bring in Chelsea. But at this point, they essentially officially form an alliance. At least they let Angela think that. So Tikor and Chemo have a conversation. They are convinced at this point that they want to bring Quinn in with the three of them. Rubina, Tikor, Quinn, and Chemo. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. So they want to bring Quinn in with them. They are worried at this point about Tucker, what his other alliances are, what his other loyalties are. Again, people are starting to pick up that Tucker has a few different alliances in this house and they don't like that. So they do realize they need to voice their concerns to Tucker about this all. And Tor says at this point she wants to protect Chelsea and Quinn, and she is considering blowing up 6th Avenue in order to do it. My problem with their conversations is that they talk about it, but like, then it might, like, are we gonna see it happen? It's a toss-up, right? So Quinn joins, and at this point, Quinn talks about Angela being paranoid. He does talk about the alliance that Angela just tried to form with him and MJ and Leah in the room. At this point, he is nervous that MJ will tell Tucker about the alliance with Angela, and then Tucker will think that he's scheming, and him and Tucker, they are okay. You know, they're not like 100% working together, but they are okay. And then Tor is like, oh my gosh, she came up here crying, talking about, I don't want to go up, like, you know, and how are you 51 years old and crying about potentially going on the block. So anyway, Tucker and Tor also have a conversation. Tucker is deflecting from being the instigator, saying Angela would not call him out like that, because they're talking about who the instigator is. He's like, Angela wouldn't call me and Rubina out like that. That's crazy. I don't know if it's Angela though. But he does once again claim that Quinn said he would drop his game for Leah. Angela then comes up and she cries again to Tor, and this time she cries again about being potentially put up, but also about Leah potentially being put up.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. All right.
No. To save on your phone.
And Angela is just emotional. Angela has not gotten sleep. She is back to paranoid Angela. So Tor and Rubina have a conversation, and Tor tells her, look, if it wasn't for 6th Avenue, I would put up Angela. And Tor is still definitely now, it's not just Leah, but it's Leah and Angela. Like, Tor is definitely starting more and more to feel like she potentially wants to put up Angela. Now, Rubina does still think that Leah is ultimately more dangerous, and Tor says, look, it's not that I don't like Angela, it's just that she's closer to everyone else here but me. Now, she is talking about how MJ and Quinn told her that Angela says that Tucker is a good player, but sometimes they need to do something to get him out. So they are talking about how Angela, once again, is seemingly turning against Tucker and wants to get him out of this house. They're also talking about how Quinn has gained trust with them. He wants to work with them, but they do get the sense that he wants to keep Leah here, which is very true. Overall, Tor says she has a better relationship with Leah over Cam, Joseph, or Angela, so she's fine with any of those people leaving. And at this point, they realize, okay, maybe we should stick with the 6th since Tucker is up, but she hates that she has to be the one to put up Leah. So Tor and Chemo have another conversation, and at this point, Tor is upset with Tucker for telling everyone about the deal that her and Chelsea have from like week 1, week 2, that she's not going to put her up. She feels like it paints a target on her back, that everybody knows that. Quinn and Tucker have a conversation, and Quinn just reports to Tucker about what was said by Angela. You know, we cut kind of in the middle of the conversation, but he is telling him what was said. So obviously about the alliance that Angela tried to make. So Tucker is fully filled in at this point. And then Tucker and Chelsea have a conversation later in the night, and they're discussing what Angela has been saying about there being groups of 2s, groups of 3s. And he once again tells Chelsea that he plans to confront Angela today. So that's the biggest thing of note. Tucker is confronting Angela today, so it should be good feeds, y'all. Now Tucker, Rubina, Tor, and Chemo are talking. Tucker is speculating because Angela is acting this way because she hasn't gotten a lot of sleep. That's what I said, that she, you know, after doing that competition, being up, her feet are hurting, she's sore. I literally said to my husband, yo, Angela's probably gonna have another meltdown today, and sure enough, right on time. Now, she doesn't feel included. They're talking about how Angela doesn't feel included, but at the same time, she doesn't do a lot to be included with the group. Tucker feels that Leah is more dangerous than Angela at this point, and he also says, he claims anyways, that he's throwing competitions to Cam. Sure. Now, Tucker wants 6th Avenue to be the 6, and he knows that if they do want to get out Angela, they're gonna have to bring in Quinn to the 6. Tucker does plan to call out Angela today, and Rubina is also skeptical that there's a potential Joseph and Tucker final 2 because he's protecting him. But she says that Tucker gets like an AI challenge thing, so he runs out of the room, and then Rubina's like, I feel like that there's a final 2 between Joseph and Tucker because it's clear that he's protecting him. So he says, Tucker does come back, and he says at this point, look, if Angela has to go, she has to go. I'd rather see Angela go over MJ. And that is it. That is where we leave off the night. So at this point, Angela is paranoid, and that paranoia is definitely starting to drive T-Core and Co crazy. Even at this point, Tucker said he would vote out Angela. So there is a strong possibility it still could end up being Angela. There still is a possibility that it may not be Leah, especially because Angela's behavior started to shoot her in the foot. So stay tuned. Nominations are later today, so I will be perched, you know, I'm flying later today, but I'm still gonna try to be on my phone. But anyway, we will see. If you made it to this point in the video, that means you like the video, so I would really appreciate it if you could help me drum up engagement on the videos by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there. It inspires me to keep creating. Also, please make sure you are subscribed, hit the bell button, make sure you get all the videos, all the notifications of when I drop these recaps, and please make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is on that funny stuff again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Would not have this channel without you guys. You guys are the best, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!